What's up, guys? This is Tastosis back here at the GSL. It's good to have you back, man. I missed you.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be back. I missed you as well.
Yeah.
I was watching you and Wolf together, and I can't say I wasn't jealous.
Well, we're here now. Not many players left, Artosis.
No, only 8.
Only 8.
Yeah.
And I got to say, we couldn't ask for better players.
I was going to troll and be like, this is the finals,
This is the
right?
finals, guys. So, here today, we got some badass players. Protoss still doing very well. We got one Protoss player in particular who's quite hot. Not right now, but in the past few months, SOS looking very good.
Yeah, he's.
You can testify to that. You were there first person.
Yeah, I can't
for
wait.
His badassery.
What I'm so excited about on this side of the bracket, because I was just at the IM World Championships over in Poland, and SOS versus Hero, who are both playing today in PvPs, was the final.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping they can meet again later.
I hope so too.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
SOS won $100,000. Hero won nothing because it was a winner-take-all tournament, and it was kind of a funny finals, a sad finals as well. SOS was just like proxy gating, and so there were basically 5 all-ins in a row.
Yeah.
4 of which SOS won.
It's so funny when you watch SOS play, because I would say, especially in the finals, just like we saw with him against Jadong at BlizzCon, I mean, this guy knows what he has to do.
Shame doesn't exist for SOS.
He does not care if it's a legit game or a real game that he's going to play. He's going to win.
Yeah. He's now won $200,000 tournaments. Doesn't even go to other ones.
God damn,
who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, this one's a lot of prize money. We increased the GSL prize pool for this season. I forget exactly how much it's to, but it's a lot more than the previous season. So I guess that's why he's doing so. He's like, it's not $100,000, but it's just down the street from my home. I guess I'll just come down and win it.
He's going up against Zest, who I would say is in the shadow of the other players we have here.
But should he be? He's so good. He's been up and coming for a bit.
He's also really kicking a lot of ass right now.
Yeah.
We have Rain, too. Rain, I would say, the most seasoned player here. Definitely, that old-school conservative Protoss play, whereas we're seeing a lot of other Protoss players be a little bit more abstract, a little bit more experimental. He's the one I'm looking for to see how does his play style, and he's tweaked it a little bit, but how does his play style compare to this large amount of Protosses we still have that are doing so well?
Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see that. And another thing that's kind of cool is, Rain is going up against Hero, and SOS is going up against Zest. And, of course, Zine didn't travel. These other two guys just got back.
That's a big factor. I mean, jet lag plays a huge role. You're probably pretty jet lagged, man. You got in yesterday.
I am. I actually woke up literally 2 hours ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I woke up 2 hours ago.
Better that than you woke up
No, if I woke up this morning and
16
didn't take
hours
a nap,
ago,
it would have been really bad.
I don't know how many of our viewers actually travel, but when you got to go somewhere and be on the ball, especially for our players here today, that's going to take a toll, man. Your brain just does not work at 100%.
And that's what you need. So that's why I'm really kind of into seeing how these guys do. Because not only are they jet lagged, but they played a lot of matches this past weekend. And that's something that can be studied by their opponents, who were basically just chilling in Korea. Of course, playing a little bit of Pro League, but overall getting to practice a lot more, not being overtired or anything like that. And that definitely could affect it.
So our first matchup is going to be SOS against Zest, then Rain against Hero on Friday, Life versus Maru, and Parting versus Sue. Now, I don't want to take any thunder away from our matches here today, but I'm definitely looking forward to Friday's matches. I think it's going to be incredible.
Dude, the winner is coming out of that side of the bracket, I'm telling you right now. That is an insane side.
Yeah.
I was jokingly saying, or only half-jokingly saying at the beginning of the season, before we even started the round of 32 side of the groups, that Maru would win this. But I am actually going back and saying that again. It's going to be Maru or Life. The winner of that match is taking this tournament, Tasteless. Life looked so good at IM.
If and when Maru wins, then we know that those people complaining about Protoss just need to shut up, man. A Terran won again. Game is perfectly balanced.
Perfectly
balanced.
Well, Maru knows how to hold blink all-ins as well, so that definitely helps.
It does. Thank God, by the way, that we do have a Terran that got this far.
Yeah.
I was worried that we would not have any Terrans go on even to the round of 16. But this is an exciting story. We have a possible rematch here with SOS against Hero. That's one interesting narrative. A Terran possibly winning when we only had 3 Terrans to start this GSL Code S.
And
Life
the comeback
very
of
well.
Life, of course.
The Royal Rotor.
Parting is still in here. He doesn't have his GSL championship yet. And let's not forget, if it goes Zest versus Rain in this side of the bracket, Zest all killed SKT1 in the Round 1 Pro League playoffs.
Yeah.
So that's
he's been doing very well in the team leagues. We got to see how well he does in the individual leagues.
Yeah.
And of course, then you got
cool.
Rain, the long-standing Protoss, who's the most conservative of all the Protoss players. Is his play style, although be it slightly adjusted, I think, to the metagame right now. Can it last, or was that a thing of the past? Was that a phase in the metagame that he had mastered? How far can he go?
Could have been. He's mastered a lot of phases of the metagame before. He's really one of these guys that has revolutionized Protoss, but that can be said also for Parting, who remains in the tournament, and also for SOS, who remains in the tournament. Three of the most important Protosses in the world still here.
We're going to go to the interview and see what our players are thinking, feeling, their expectations for the matches coming in here today, as we are now in the final 8.
경기에 나서는 두 선수분을 제 양옆에 모시고 인터뷰를 진행하도록 하겠습니다. 자, 가장 먼저 이 8강전 첫 번째 경기에 나서는 두 명의 주인공 김유진 선수와 주성 선수 이야기 나눠보겠습니다. 먼저 김유진 선수 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
주성 선수 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
네, 가장 먼저 김유진 선수 정말 멋진 우승컵을 들고 오셨습니다. 축하드립니다.
네, 감사합니다.
네, IEM 월드
Congratulations on winning IEM.
기분이 어떠세요?
아직 우승한 지
How
별로
was
안
it?
돼서 아직 기운 남아서 오늘도 이길 수 있을 것 같아요.
네, 정말 생생하게
I still feel
승리했을
confident after
때
winning
기분이
IEM,
남아있을 것
and my
같아요.
confidence continues even now.
축하도 참 많이 들을 것 같은데
Look at those guns on
God,
Zest.
he is cut, man.
Only Protoss players, man.
제가 축하한다는 메시지보다 뭘 싸라는 말이 더 많았던 것 같아요.
Because of the prize money I won, I've received a lot more questions about what I'm going to do with the prize money than the congratulation messages.
이번 GSL까지 끝나고 나서 계획을 세워야 될 것 같아요.
보려고 계신다.
I think I got to plan what I'm going to do with the money after this GSL.
먼저 이렇게 GSL을 어렵게 뚫고 왔는데 김유진 선수가 기다리고 있네요.
네.
어떠셨어요?
유진이 일단 아예 먼저 우승하고 축하하고요. 그냥
Congrats to SOS for winning IEM.
만나는 것보다 공격전에 자신 있기 때문에 솔직히 좋았어요.
좋았다.
And I'm happy against playing SOS
상대를 만나서
because I'm
부담감은 없었나 봐요.
very confident in mirror matchups.
유진이가 갑자기 막강해져가지고 걱정이 되긴 하는데 그 기세를 제가 가져오고
I'm a little bit worried
네,
because
갑자기
SOS has become so strong recently.
방송에서는 갑자기 막강해진 것 같고요.
네.
원래 저는 다른 사람에 비해 꿀릴 게 없다고 생각하고 있었어요.
그렇습니다.
It may seem that I've become strong suddenly
경기인데 너무 기분이
in broadcasting matches, but I always felt that I'm one of the top players in skill level.
경기가 있기 때문에 별로 상관이 없는 것 같아요.
그렇군요. 자, 현재 유일한 로열 루더 후보로 남은 주성우 선수 그동안 우승자만 잡고 왔습니다. 그 중에 한 명이 될까요?
아마
So Zest, you might become a royal rotor.
그렇군요. 자,
Need to
김유진
get this
선수는
possible at
상대
this point.
선수가 주성우 선수로 된다.
He defeated many
이
ex-champions.
이야기를 처음 듣고 가장 먼저 어떤 생각이 들었는지 궁금하네요.
솔직히 비조 선수들 다 잘해가지고 붙기 싫었는데 그래도 붙어야 될 상대라면 제일 센 상대 8강부터 이겨야 되지 않나 싶었어요.
가장 센 상대다 인정을 해주신 모습인데요. 사실 이 폴란드에 가시고 안 계신
SOS
동안
says
이 주성우 선수가 미리 사과를 한 일이 있습니다.
that he wants to play against the strongest players.
자, 친한 사이인데 김유진 선수를 이기고 올라가는 것에 대해서
Zest
미리
bench more than
미안하다고
the rest of the top eight,
말하고
That's for sure, man. He's number one in that.
사과 받아주시나요?
저도 성욱이가 잘 됐으면 좋겠는데 제가 지고 싶어도 요즘 잘 안 져지더라고요.
네.
그래서 오늘도 좀 제가
I
미안해요.
really hope Zest as well.
오히려 사과는 받을 수 없고 내가
But nowadays, even if I want to lose, it seems like I
주성우
can't.
선수 이 이야기 들어보니까 어떠세요?
What a problem to have.
유진이 1억 못 봤으니까 제가 이겨도 이제 안 미안할 것 같아요.
그러면 사과를 거두진 않으시겠네요?
네.
네. 그럼 미리 했던 사과를
And I'm going to feel sorry even if I win because SOS already won
그러면
IEM.
훈훈하게 경기 시작 전에 서로에게 덕담 한마디씩 할까요? 먼저 주성우 선수.
Any comment to your opponent?
해먹을 만큼 해먹었으니까 이번엔 양보했으면 좋겠어.
자, 양보해라 말씀을 했는데 김유진 선수도 독담 한마디 해주시죠.
You've already made a lot of achievements, so let me
우승해본
win.
사람이 한다고 내가 한 번 더 할 수 있을 것 같아, 성우가.
자, 아직은 순서가 아니다 말씀을 하셨습니다. 자, 훈훈한가요?
Only champions know how it feels to be a champion.
이어졌는데요. 자, GSL 우승 타이틀을 놓고 이 두 분의 한판 대결이 펼쳐질 것 같습니다. 자, 생애 첫 8강에 오르면서 로열 로더를 꿈꾸는 주영 선수. 또 세계 대회에서는 강하지만 아직 GSL 우승
And I believe that's going to do it for our interview. So Zest, man, is looking pretty cut.
Yeah.
Damn,
Well,
man, I got to hit the gym.
You know, they're like, well, Zest, I mean, some of these other pros are still practicing. Why aren't you? Flash is still practicing. Why aren't you practicing? He's like, well, I mean, you know, I think I practiced enough. If something goes wrong, I'm just going to throw up a bunch of force fields, right? So, whatever.
When Twitch chat asks Zest, does he even lift? He goes, yeah, actually all the
I
time.
lift a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I always open the Phoenixes.
Oh my God, look at this.
I love it.
my
I
God.
hope that this is
The
an official
$sign
change.
SOS, that is so good.
He has won in the past 4 months, over 200 grand. This is like actually insane.
My God.
I really hope that's a permanent name change right
Oh,
there.
that has to be. That's too good. This is this has nothing on when Snoop
This is
Dogg
so
became
funny.
Snoop Lion.
No, this is actually just so funny for me. And like, he's saying like he has to decide what to do with the money. Thing is, he is like the most based pro gamer. He doesn't give any crap
he doesn't
at
care
all.
at all.
Like, he will do any strategy. He does crazy stuff.
Actually,
he had a game tasteless. I don't know if you saw, but he went carriers against Terran.
Dude.
And he killed him with 9 carriers.
He's so
It was
sick.
like,
But you gotta look at this, and it reminds me of MVP and Wings of Liberty.
yeah.
You know, where MVP we would say, okay, this is the final match. What's he gonna do? Well, he'll cheese.
Yeah.
He'll cheese 3 out of 7 games.
Yeah.
Same with SOS. He just looks at the player. He's got a very good eye for how his opponent thinks.
Yeah.
Especially in a match whatever match they're in that phase of the tournament that he meets him in. And it's incredible. I almost wonder how SOS would do in a game like poker. You know, he's got such a good read on how the other player thinks. A lot of the stuff that you see, he's doing sneaky stuff that only work against a Code S level player. He's throwing out some false information, cheesing just a little bit too much.
It's crazy, man. And I wonder, you know, when he says he has to think what to do with his money, I could see him just doing something so wild. He's like, he buys like $10,000 worth of ramen and boils it in a swimming pool, brings all his friends over, and they just have a party. I'm like, well, that tastes kind of chlorine-ish, but okay, thanks, SOS. I'll have some of your rich man noodles.
Oh my God, that's baller right there.
Yeah. He's going to get out of control eventually.
Oh, yeah.
Over the next 5 years, we're going to see the destruction of SOS as he goes on to win $1 million before MC.
All right, our first map is going to be Frost. SOS against Zest here. Now, SOS, I would have to say, is the favorite.
You would think so, yeah.
Right when you and I am. Now, keep in mind, there is the very real factor that jet lag exists. He's going to have some fatigue. He didn't have any time, obviously, to practice on that airplane.
No, that's for sure. Well, he could have bought probably his own airplane with a great internet connection with all the money he's won recently. But, yeah, probably not. And if you look at this first map, Frost, it's a 4-player map. How is he going to get 2 gateways in his opponent's base in the opening? He's going to have to guess what main they're in.
He's going to have to flip a 3-sided coin. That's the only way to do it.
Wow.
Yeah. Try making one of those. It's not easy.
It's difficult.
It's difficult, that's for sure.
Generally, it'll have more than 3 sides.
Most of the time, more than less. Going on into our first match now. It is SOS against Zest. Here with Tastosis back in the GSL Code S.
2014 Hotsex GSL Season 1 Round 8 SOS versus Zest.
You know what I would love is if SOS just continued to proxyate people all the time, just like one GSL just proxying like against all the races.
He makes just exactly $100,000 more and then he quits.
Oh man, I just think that would be brilliant. I wonder how long until he breaks into one of the very top money earners, because I know he's already one of the very top, but like the trio of MC, Nesty, and MVP are pretty hard to touch as far as money goes.
It's a pretty tall order, but you know he's doing it in a very short amount of time.
Yeah, he doesn't need that long. So,
they're both hugging the left side of the map here. Neither player has opted to scout just yet.
Whoa. That we were on 13 supply last time we just saw, and there's no gateway still from SOS. Or $0 as I like to call him. He's going Nexus first, Staceless.
Now let's see how this actually works. You got to keep in mind, and it's not uncommon with the Protosses nowadays, a lot are not scouting right away. On a map this big, the odds of you finding your opponent right away in the first spot are pretty low.
That's true.
And it even takes a long time to get there. Now let's see which way the probe goes. It looks like it's going to go up. So this, whatever SOS is doing, it would have been 10 times stronger had this probe from Zest been going to the bottom right. Now, I'm really interested in seeing how exactly Zest responds and what SOS is going to do now that he gets scouted so quickly.
Well, this is also the problem with how SOS was just in a tournament, because Zest obviously saw all those games, and he went Nexus first on Ultrazine Stronghold against Hero. So he's going to know how SOS likes to do this. Like, SOS likes to very quickly... Oh, wait, did he just steal his gas? Yeah? Did he?
No.
Sorry. But he's going to know that, for instance, SOS went right into Quick Immortals off of this, and that's how he just barely held against a 4-gate Blink All-In. So he could use that to his advantage. Maybe he's still going to try a Blink All-In. Maybe he's just going to make a Nexus, but perhaps he goes into a Stargate and does some sort of All-In with that.
I'm so excited to see this. SOS is rapidly becoming my favorite player out of everybody.
I always knew he would.
Because he plays to win, man, and he's got cool builds.
Yeah, he's kind of like he is. He's the type of player that he's like a new seed or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, he uses hallucinations.
He's got a lot of wonky, gimmicky stuff.
But
I love it.
We do see a Stargate coming up. So will it be an Oracle? We'll see.
Oracle probably wouldn't be a bad choice here.
There are hilarious old Void Ray All-Ins, although those are not quite as common. And will he actually? Yeah, it looks like he's going to
zone out that probe, but I think there's really no way.
Yeah,
it's going to make a full circle here. Now, is he going to wait to start up? No, he makes an Oracle, and I doubt that's going to be canceled.
No, if you chrono boost that and then cancel it, it's almost better to let them know that you have it anyways and just let it finish because it's almost done. So, what will he do from this Oracle? Because the Oracle, Oracle 3-gate. Now, this is a very powerful build. Maybe he can break right through, but the fact that SOS saw that means he won't be making a Robo. He's just going to make a lot of gateway units.
Yeah, he has no concern of Dark Templars or really trying to figure out what his opponent's doing at all. Since seeing the Oracle, it really tells the entire story. So,
oh my god, a second Oracle!
Well, this is very all in here from Zest. He is committing to it, at the bare minimum, destroying the Nexus.
Yeah, he needs to. And if you look at the gateway timing and the warp gate timing here, it's not that far off for SOS. So that could end up being a big problem here for the rush of Zest.
Now, Zest is going to, looks like park a Oracle at the upper right side of SOS's main base here, hoping to come in and possibly bait out some Stalkers or maybe bait out a Nexus Cannon. I think that's pretty unlikely from a player like, SOS in this case. SOS still waiting patiently, allowing the Nexus to soak up damage.
I think he's going to allow the Nexus to die, to be honest. Because if he's going to Nexus Cannon, he has to do it really soon. And he's made a proxy pylon. Okay, here we go. We actually do have an Oracle coming in from the side. He does have a second Oracle, though.
So far, this has been a bit of a tightrope walk here for SOS. He hasn't fallen off that wire yet, though. He is still pushing back slowly. Zest's army, Zest now coming back in again. That upper right Oracle now looping down. Or, excuse me, bottom left Oracle.
Yeah, he's bringing it down for now. And
he did the Mothership Cannon.
All right, so that means he is going to try to keep this Nexus. This is kind of dangerous, though, because Zest has a lot of units. Of course, we do have a good amount of units coming out of SOS as well. Hasn't really used that Nexus yet.
Zealots that he warped in over here into the main. This did force the Oracles to come back. They are going to get the Pylon. Nicely done, but that is Oracle energy that they can't use for that big attack.
SOS still has the probe in his main.
This is SOS for you, man. SOS's games... SOS's games are like out of a movie of what a StarCraft match would be like. You know, like you would think of it like, no, that wouldn't actually happen.
It's like fan fiction.
Yeah, it's like esports fan fiction, basically. Okay, he's coming in now, and he's just going to give up the Nexus. Now, the question is, who comes out ahead of all this? Worker counts are very even, supplies even enough, and now with two Zealots coming over here into the main for Zest. You got to say, by the way, it's a really tight wall off.
That's such a perfect wall off. And look at that. It gives him enough time to warp in these two Zealots as well. I would say after all of this, you have to give a slightly to Zest. But we do have the Twilight tech coming up for SOS, so you definitely can't count them out, because when both of them have a ton of Stalkers and one guy gets Blink and one guy does not, the guy with Blink is ahead.
This is true. Bringing the Oracles back here to clean up these Zealots. He doesn't want them out on the map anywhere, and it looks like a Nexus, Nexus will go down. 3 Stalkers warped in, but they're spotted by the Oracle at the last second to cancel there. You know, I gotta say, SOS is, considering the build he started out with and how soon he was scouted and all these situations that he's been put in, he's really handled this quite well. I do say Zest is ahead, but I got to hand it to SOS. I'm very impressed with how this has been handled so far. You really couldn't ask for better handling considering how well Zest is playing.
He's rock solid.
Yeah.
Everything is looking great. He's, you know, despite losing that Nexus, despite the fact that, you know, all of his little Zealot warp and harassment hasn't really worked out, he's still going to get Blink, and I think that's going to allow him to secure an expansion and have the game go forward.
Now, Blink being nearly done here. You got to say, Zest will have to give up the low ground shortly. He's also warping a lot of Stalkers. Now, let's see if he could actually sandwich this army that's there as a contain.
Yeah, it looks like that's what he wants to do. He doesn't have Blink yet. Does lose a Stalker there, just a little bit sloppy. But as these Stalkers come up for the flank and Blink finishes, if he can kill off this whole army that's over here via Zest, which is looking more and more likely, well, now that the piling season, maybe not.
Yeah.
But, that would have been amazing. That would have given him a lead, I would say.
Okay, he's now free to move around on the map, and the roles have reversed here a bit. It started out with SOS as the one who was going to go for the econ build, and Zest was in an all-in situation. Now it's SOS trying to close in on Zest and sink his teeth in.
Oh, and look at this, a really great place for Zest to actually engage this, right behind those bushes where SOS has to kind of overcommit forward, uses the Guardian Shield as well, but as you can see, SOS's Stalker's getting a lot of value here.
Blinking beautifully, by the way. He now pulls those Stalkers back. Again, worker count is the same here, but there is an extra Nexus right now for Zest. He does warp it. Again, he never got rid of that pylon?
Nope.
Oh my god.
And the probe is still there too.
I just assumed the entire time.
God, SOS is so awesomely funny. Well, I mean, he's going to continue to try to harass in here with these 3 Stalkers while trying to hit the front with the other Stalker group.
I think this just barely will... Well, I don't know, actually, with the Immortal out here.
Yeah. Looks like he will hold that for now, and unfortunately, you know, this Nexus cannon is up for SOS, so now he's sitting here and having to make his own Nexus against someone who has a second, and I don't think there's any opportunity for him to actually kill Zest's Nexus. So at this point, you have to, again, give the nod to Zest and say he is ahead.
Yeah, with the Immortals out here, there's not a lot of fancy footwork you can really do with the Stalkers. The Immortal just deals damage so quickly. I mean, there's no animation like the Stalker laser where it has to connect with the unit animation. It just fires and does the damage. So that really, you know, voids out the utility of Blink there.
Look at this, Tasteless. This is why SOS is just the greatest guy ever to watch.
This is so funny.
He's going double Stargate, which is going to get scouted, unfortunately, for him. Or not, maybe.
What?
Okay, but the Nexus cannon went up. And the thing is, SOS is not bad enough to think that those might have been real Phoenixes.
You mean Zest is... Oh, yeah. SOS is, yeah.
So, Zest should look at this and say there's something goofy going on in the right side of his main base. Like, really, that is something he should be able to read here. But he's just continuing to make Immortals, and he hasn't been able to check it yet. So he could be in trouble. Because
the more Immortals he makes, the worse this is going to get, because... I mean, the amount that they cost and the fact that you know, there's really an air threat that's actually incoming here. He's also getting Zealot legs and +1 attack, which tells me he's going to be very focused on ground offensive and not air. Okay, never mind. Now he knows for sure what's going on. Did he cancel the legs?
No, I bet he didn't. If I were him, I would continue to get the legs. Oh, no, he does start Blink. I was thinking maybe go Archon charge lot plus the few Immortals that you already have.
Yeah, that would be pretty good.
Yeah, it'd be pretty strong, but... You know what? The Blink is not a bad call at all here because his opponent does not have Immortal Tech, nor will he be getting Immortal Tech. Because, you know, the Robo is going to be something that's a little bit out of his price range considering he's already invested a lot in Twilight and now a real lot in Stargate.
And he completely stopped with the Phoenixes, by the way. So SOS completely forced into tech switching here. That was probably the better move there. Again, we're in a game where SOS is just constantly trying to catch up. Zest does have a substantial lead, a lead in tech and a lead in worker count.
Well, you know what? With the 6 Phoenixes, I wonder, because obviously against 3 Immortals you can lift them all up, but there's a lot of damage that's going to come out of there. He's got Guardian Shields, he's got even a defensive cannon, he'll have a Nexus cannon, and a good amount of Stalkers
There's
as well.
any chance he might try to blink up into the main with this?
Yeah.
And then just have an engagement where the Nexus isn't part of it?
I think so, but we'll see. It looks like he's actually just going to go forward. He does lift up 2 of these Immortals right away, but a lot of Stalkers coming down.
I don't know if this is going to work, actually.
Oh, he lifts up every single Immortal, and as the blink cooldown does finish, he's going to be able to blink out of there.
Stalkers, though, afterwards? Yeah, I mean, no, Zest just wins that. Hands down.
Yeah, that's a pretty
that was
sizable supply lead there as well. The thing is, he engaged right on the Nexus, where not only was there a Nexus cannon.
Okay, SOS just taps out, GG.
There was a Nexus cannon there as well as a regular cannon, but you know what? He had to do something. Everything he did got scouted and countered very, very well here by Zest. And you know,
handled that very well, and that was a really nice play by SOS overall. I mean, considering that a lot of things just went wrong for him back there, he was definitely reacting properly.
Okay, just go proxy gates in his base. That'll get him. Really? No, it worked twice against Hero. I was like, really? Okay, yeah. Okay, so I mean, this game, if SOS had not gone for a Nexus first build against Hero, I bet you would have won that, because you don't even prepare with that in mind. But as soon as you see him use that for $100,000, you're like, okay, he feels good about this build. I better practice against it and no counters. Because generally you'll just never really see Nexus first from Protoss in PvP.
Is it safe to say that SOS is like the Null Ra of StarCraft II for Protoss? Is he like
kind
that?
of, yeah.
Is he like that
he
guy?
Is like that,
Protoss functions slightly differently in StarCraft II, but it's the same premise of these builds that if you know it's coming, you would stop it.
Yeah, he is actually quite a bit like that. I didn't want him to be, but he is.
I never expected him to be,
I never wanted to draw that parallel. You put me in this spot, but
well,
you know what?
All
it's
these
not
people
wrong.
are watching Artosis. Is it the truth? I think it is.
I think it is.
Our next map will be Ultrazine Stronghold.
Now, this is the map that he actually went Nexus first on. He could go ahead and do that again here. It's easier to defend your natural because it's behind.
We're going into game number 2 here in this best of 5. It is the IEM champion SOS against the Team League badass Zest. The winner goes on to the round of 4 here in the GSL